Good morning, Kennedy Dragons. We are glad that you are here today. Today is Tuesday. It is February 1st, 2022. It's the 107th day of school. It is the first day of February, which means it is Black History Month. So we have some special things that we'll do during our announcements during February for Black History Month. But my name is Mr. Butcher. It's my job to keep you guys safe so that you can show us how excellent you can be. Hopefully you've left your average at home or on the bus and you are ready to have a respectful and responsible day. Speaking of responsible, one of our first responsibilities is to show respect for the rights that we have in this country and at our school. We do this by daily saying the Pledge of Allegiance, our school pledge, as well as doing our moment of silence. When we do our pledges, we want you to stop what you're doing, stand up tall, put your hand over your hearts like this, say the pledge loudly, clearly, and with pride. That's showing respect. So please stand for the pledge. Remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge myself as a Kennedy Dragon to be ready for the day ahead of me. I'll be respectful of myself, my teachers, and all others I meet throughout the day. I promise to be responsible for myself, my actions, and my learning. I'll work my hardest to be the best dragon I can be. All right, our second responsibility each day is to try to keep each other safe by slowing down the spread of germs. How do we do this? We do this by frequently washing our hands. When we wash our hands, we want to use soap and water. If we don't have access to soap and water, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer will be sufficient. When we wash our hands, we want to make sure that we're getting all parts of our hands, the palms of our hands, the backs of our hands, in between our fingers and our fingertips, our wrists, and our thumb. When we wash our hands, we want to make sure that we are doing it for at least 20 seconds. Let's model what good hand washing looks like now. Get your palm of your hands, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the back of your hand, 2. Get the back of your other hand. Get in between your fingers. Get your fingertips. Get your other set of fingertips. 5. Get your thumb. 2. Get your other thumb. Get your wrist. Get your other wrist. And now your hand should be, nice and clean. All right, now that we've washed our hands, we've done our moment of silence, and we've done our pledges, it is time to show respect for those that have birthdays today. Happy birthday to McLean Vandeford, who's 11 years old. Happy birthday to Mason Hutchinson, who's 9. And happy birthday to Michael Morgan, who is 8. Apparently, you have to be a male with the first letter of M in your birthday to have a birthday date. Happy birthday to you guys. We'll make sure you get your birthday ribbon. Third responsibility is to make our lunch choice. Lunch choice today: mini cheese calzones, which are just like cheese sticks, green beans, fresh butternut squash, wow, fancy, and mixed berry fruit cup. If you do not want the mini cheese calzone, it will probably come with some tomato dipping sauce. You can always get the yogurt and muffin or the peanut butter and jelly. Another responsibility that we have is to make our lunch choice. Lunch for today is chili cheese fries, fresh baby carrots, zucchini dippers, fresh fruit, and elf graham crackers, cookies. If you don't want chili cheese fries, you can always get PB&J or the yogurt and muffin. But make your lunch choice now. All right, we started a new month of February. Month of February is Black History Month. Black History Month is an annual celebration of achievements by African Americans and a time for recognizing their central role in the U.S. history. Also known as African American History Month, this event grew out of Negro History Week, which was the brainchild of noted historian Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans. Since 1976, every U.S. president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. Other countries around the world, including Canada and United Kingdom, also devote a month to celebrate Black history. Each day during the month of February, we will bring you a little bit about a different African American who had a huge impact and changed the world as we know. Today's African American that shook up the world is Robert Abbott. The pioneer of the black press involved slaves, Nazis, and 25 cents. Born just 5 years after the end of the Civil War, Robert Sankowski Abbott founded a weekly newspaper, the Chicago Defender, one of the most important black newspapers in history, in 1905. Without Abbott, there would be no Essence, no Jet, and its Beauty of the Week, no Black Enterprise, no The Source, and no Undefeated. The success of the Chicago Defender made Abbott one of the nation's most prominent post-slavery black millionaires, along with beauty product magnate Madam C.J. Walker, and paved the way for prominent black publishers such as Earl G. Graves, John H. Johnson, and Edward Lewis. Abbott was the son of slaves and grew up with a half-German stepfather whose relatives eventually joined the Third Reich during the 1930s. Ironically enough, young Robert was taught to hate racial injustice, despite encountering it at every turn in his life. From his early foray into the printing business to his time in the law school in Chicago, all the way to religious institutions. He's an alum of Hampton University. Abbott was a catalyst for the Great Migration at the turn of the 20th century, when 6 million African Americans from the rural South moved to urban cities in the West, Northeast, and the Midwest, with 100,000 settling in Chicago. Like a politician promising tax breaks to out-of-state companies to inspire relocation, Abbott took it upon himself to lay out the welcome mat for millions of blacks abandoning the Jim Crow South to head to the Windy City, where manufacturing jobs were awaiting as a World War I approached. What started off as a 25 cents in capital and 4-page pamphlet distributed strictly to black neighborhoods quickly grew into a readership that eclipsed 500,000 a week at its peak, numbers that mirror Miami Herald and the Orlando Sentinel today. The paper's rise in stature and circulation was due in large part to Abbott being a natural hustler. The Defender was initially banned in the South due to its encouragement of African Americans to abandon the area and head north, but the Georgia native used a network of black railroad porters, who eventually became the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, to distribute the paper in the southern states. After the influx in the Midwest following the Great Migration, Abbott and the Defender turned their attention to other issues afflicting blacks in the early 20th century, including Jim Crow segregation, the presidency of Woodrow Wilson, and the deadly 1919 Chicago riots that mirrored recent-day demonstrations seen in Baltimore, Ferguson, and Missouri. Today's African American that shook up the world is Robert Abbott. He was born November 24th, 1868 in St. Simons, Georgia. He died February 29th, 1940 in Chicago, Illinois. All right, it's time for our vocabulary and writing activity for the week. Here's our picture of the week. Yesterday, we just asked you to look at it and kind of think of some things. Today, we want nouns. Nouns are persons, places, things, ideas, things that you can see, feel, hear, touch. Those are what we're looking for today, nouns. As you come up with your writing activities, think about those great nouns. Think about it and put those things in place. So today we're looking for nouns, persons, places, things, ideas. Look in the foreground and the background. Look at all those kind of things. Try to come up with words that will fit perfectly. Time for our math problem of the week. We have a K1, a 2-3, and a 4-5. Put your answers on the whiteboards. You can do more than one question if you want to. Just make sure you put your names on the whiteboard as well. All right, here's the K1 math problem of the week. Miss Santiago has lost her marbles. They were in a jar and they spilled out all over the floor. How many marbles do you see? How many groups of marbles can you make? So here's the picture you look at. That's how many marbles. You got to tell me how many you see and how many groups can you make. Here's the 2-3 problem of the week. How would you arrange rectangles with the areas seen on the board to fill the board. And here give you examples. So they give you some areas, and you have to shade those in rectangles that will help fill the board completely in different colors. You can't really see this one that great, but the one on the whiteboard is very good. So do that one now. All right, here's the 4-5 math question of the week. Using some of the digits from 1 to 9 at most one time each, place a digit in each box to make a true equation with the smallest possible sum. You must put a digit in each box. You cannot use 0. So there you go. You got to think through this one. A lot of trial and error. You got to really know your fractions and how to do mixed numbers. Time for our morning message. Our morning message today is on confidence and dreams. When you dream about the future, what do you dream? Do you see yourself? Do you dream about going to college? About being a firefighter or flying an airplane? Do you dream about a world where people will get along together without any violence? How and what we dream is very important. Listen to these words. It is in dreaming the greatest dreams, seeking the highest goals, that we build the greatest tomorrows. So why do you suppose that is? Well, think about it. If you can't even imagine yourself going to college, do you think you ever will? It's difficult to become what we can't even imagine. So listen up. Dream great things for yourself and move forward with those dreams by doing your very best here each and every day while you're at school. With something to think about on Mr. Butcher, make today your masterpiece or not. Remember, choice is yours. And that's true. If you're gonna, it's okay. Have great dreams, but you want to put in the work to get to those dreams. That's what the dream should be about. It should help you figure out what you're going to work towards. You can't just dream it and not put any work in. If you were to make it happen, you got to put some work in as well. But if you can't dream it, you can't get. All right, we are not under a mask mandate, but there are certain times where we do require you to wear your mask, like when you get on the bus. If you're riding the bus, you got to make sure you have your mask on. Or if you're being quarantined, if you're quarantining in a mask at school because of the COVID exposure, then you need to make sure you have your mask on and have it on the right way. So put it on over your nose, your mouth, and your chin. Make sure it's tied around your ear so it doesn't fall down. Have a good day. Great day. That is all we have for announcements, so please help me.
Me and your teachers keep you safe. That is our job.
And your job is to help us keep you safe.
And you can help us by being a ready, respectful, and responsible student who is focused on graduating in the year.
Because when you are a ready, respectful, and responsible student focused on graduation, you are fully committed to student success. I love you very much. Have a great day. Time for our read aloud. We started the month of February today. February is Black History Month, so for all of our books in the month of February, they're all going to be written by an African American author or have a main character who is an African American. Today's book is Underground by Shane W. Evans. It's called Finding the Light to Freedom. As I read, I'm going to try to model what good readers do. Good readers read the words correctly at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, and with expression. We call that fluency. As I read, I want you guys to practice what good readers do as they're listening to a story. This is a realistic fiction, which means it's something that could happen. Actually, it did happen. It's just it's not exactly that, but and as I read this kind of book, you want to be listening for the characters, who or what the story is about, the setting, where and when it's taking place, the sequence of events, what happens first, next, and last, and also ask yourself questions like, what just happened? How did it just happen? Why did it happen? What do I think is going to happen next? Because we want you to understand what you're reading, which is called comprehension. So here we go. Underground by Shane W. Evans. The darkness. The escape. I'll hold the pictures up. You got to really look at the pictures. Not many words in this book. We are quiet. The fear. What do you think they're scared of? Look at the pictures. We run. We crawl. They gotta get low so no one can see them. We rest. We make new friends. Others help. Carriages and buggies. Some don't make it. We are tired. We are almost there. The light. The sun. Yeah. Some of these babies were born on this. Freedom. I am free. He is free. She is free. We are free. Underground by Shane W. Evans, Finding the Light to Freedom. This was a Coretta Scott King Award winner.